Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, I apologize for not having anything. What was that, guys? Guys, I apologize for not having anything throughout the week. That is my strong apologies. I was busy collecting a lot of data, man. I was busy collecting a lot of data. I hope I did not lose any of you guys. But once again, my apologies for not having a video all week. You guys know that is not me. None whatsoever, man. But anywho, man. So I was collecting a lot of data. Like I told you guys, I think about at least about a year ago, I wanted to not just do, my Texas A&M Aggies football team, but I wanted to try to cover all sports. Now that's going to be very challenging and hard to do, mainly because I can't devote my time to pretty much all sports because of the simple fact that I have a family of my own, so I can only devote so much of my time, man. So I do it to football mainly because that's my favorite sport. You guys know that. But on this here, I want to acknowledge a couple of things, just like the women's golf and also the men's golf. I want to acknowledge the women's soccer and also the men's soccer. Yes, but people who did not know, Texas A&M does have a men's soccer team. Now, what channel does that come on? I have no clue. I have no clue at all, man. But yes, Texas A&M does have a men's soccer team, people. And they have a invitational, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so they do actually have a invitational for November. Once again, I have no clue what channel the men's soccer comes on. But if any of you guys know, please, man, feel free to let me know. I will continue to do my research though. But once again, man, also the baseball, the men's and women's baseball team. So the men's have baseball, then the women's softball team, of course. I want to give a lot of people acknowledgement, man. Texas A&M Athletics as a whole. I want to acknowledge everybody. Look, A&M is a family. That's why when people come out there, they be like, man, it's not just about A&M University, but it's about what they bring. That's why a lot of people love to say, oh man, that's a cult out there. That's a cult. Nowadays, I really laugh at that because the simple fact of that, I've been out to A&M like 3 times already this year, matter of fact, 3 times. It's just a city within itself. They're just very different. They don't want to do what everybody else is doing. And that's how they're able to attract a lot of people. All right. It's how that saying goes. Either you're going to be a leader or a follower. A&M is a leader. That's just that. They have one of the best farming programs, one of the best agricultures, and they have one of the best engineering programs, So it's a lot of CEOs that have come from Texas A&M University in particular. All right. So you guys have to keep that in mind, man. But the baseball, the men's basketball, the men's and women's basketball. Of course, the women's won the SEC championship last year. So men's, men basketball team, I'm calling you guys out. It's your turn. Hey, come on with it. Also, the men's and the women's golf. I like to acknowledge them, and also track and field as a whole. Track and field cross country as a whole. Track and field, I'm going to have to start keeping up with this. I'm going to have to start keeping up with it by far the most, man. And this is because of the simple fact of that I have a daughter of my own, okay? So that's why I haven't gotten to the people who I need to acknowledge yet. And these young ladies who I'm about to acknowledge, and also one young man, most of them are all track and field. And the reason why I say I have to start keeping up with track and field a whole lot is because I have I have a daughter of my own, and she's the oldest. And every time I talk to her, and she's in 10th grade, so hey, she's got to start making some decisions. She wants to do track and field, So I said, okay, what college do you want to go to? This is the first thing that comes out of my kid's mouth because I have an older son as well. This is the first thing that comes out of my kid's mouth all the time. Well, I was thinking about Texas A&M. And the reason why they say these things, and me being a parent, not really knowing back then that, yeah, man, when you actually have parents that is committed to like watching one school, but I also watch Michigan as well. But when you have parents that is committed to like watching their favorite school, that reflects on the kids, man. That reflects really, really hard on the kids. And it kind of makes their decisions a little bit more easier because they always tend to go back on, well, I was thinking about going to the school that either you went to, or I was thinking about going to the school that I always see you watch every weekend. Now, my kids and my wife as well, and also the little dog, I think my dog ran upstairs, they all see me arguing with the TV every Saturday. Every Saturday, they see me arguing with TV, and the Sundays as well. But Saturdays is when I have the most time because I don't go to work on Saturdays. They see me arguing with TV. Texas A&M comes on, they know, hey man, I'm finna stop what I'm doing, and I'm finna watch the football game. They've gotten used to that. They know that now. So now when they talk to me, and I've started watching softball with my little girl because she wants to do softball and track. So once again, I'm not gonna, take all day and long on it, but these are things that need to be said because the Aggie family, man, we support the football team so much. But like I told you guys, the football team is the perennial powerhouse of the school that holds 100,000 plus inside of the stadium. That's why you'll see that packed up, which is so crazy to me. Hell, we'll pack that stadium out, and we don't have to be ranked. We don't have to be ranked. All you need to do is just tell us the date, the time, and we'll be there. That's it. So I respect Chase Lane for what he's doing because Chase Lane and others though, but Chase Lane specifically, he wants to pack out each and every venue for the Aggies going forward. I respect that young man for doing that, and I'm going to stand with him because we do. Now we packed out Reed Arena. We need to continue to pack out Reed Arena for men's and women. Not saying go to every game because that's just impossible to me. To me, man, that's just impossible. But I will make it to at least 2 games for the women's side of basketball and the men's side of basketball. And I also will make it to at least 1 game for baseball and at least 1 track meet for the women's because I have to bring my little girl out there, okay? So once again, man, I admire the young women that signed on yesterday all over. And I'm about to get to one specifically because I told this young lady I was going to give her her recognition on this podcast. Now the podcast supposed to come out yesterday. Unfortunately, things happened. Okay, so anywho, guys, let's go ahead and get off into this. Okay, now I hope that they're watching, but I want to give her and her family as well a huge shout out. They're from the Houston, Texas area. Either the Houston, Texas area or a little bit on the outskirts of Houston, but they're from the Houston, Texas area. I want to give them a big shout out as I followed her commitment hard. Don't know how I ended up following her commitment so hard. I believe it was because of Twitter. Look, I learned how to work Twitter, and I'm